Hey everyone, in today's video I'll be showing you my very first commission. I had the pleasure of doing a 2-canvas panel pour for a 4-year-old's bedroom. The colors that they use for this little girl's bedroom are perfect because they're teal, white, and purple. So as you can see, I'm layering these colors in this cup pretty easily. Oh, also I'm pouring on a canvas that I had previously poured on before, and it just didn't come out very well, so I'm just covering it up. So I didn't want to stir the layers, but I did take this fork and kind of mix up the layers a little bit. And then I didn't put this on, did this off camera, but I covered the whole canvas with paint and then almost, as you can see, spilt it. So I just go ahead and pull the cup and immediately there's some cells popping up. But this time, since it was a commission, I used Liquitex pouring medium for the first time. And this stuff is sticky and thick. So since it was the first time I had worked with it, this is really me getting to know it for the first time. Also, a quick tip about this Liquitex pouring medium stuff. As you can see, no gloves, right? Which I never use gloves. I've only really worked with Floetrol. So with this Liquitex pouring medium stuff, you have to use gloves. This stuff took forever to get off of my hands. And I don't use gloves for anything. Like, I don't even use gloves for resin most of the time. But this stuff, it took days to get it off. I could not get it off. So since it was so thick, I kind of had a little bit of trouble with the edges, so that's why you see me like using my fingers to get it to flow a little better. But all in all, now that I know that that stuff is so thick, I really like the way it turned out, especially when it dried. And it dries a lot faster than Floetrol. The Floetrol dries really slow in comparison to the Liquitex. Okay, so here is paint pour number 2 of this commission. I'm using pretty much the same colors, only in this one I added a few color shift paints instead of just regular paint, just to get that shimmery effect. This particular one the colors were pulled from a mermaid painting that the little girl had in her bedroom already. So that's why you see that pinkish, purplish, magenta. That's one of the color shift paints. It's got mica in it, so when it shifts with the light, it shows up kind of iridescent. Same thing for the greenish teal color that you see in the corners. That's the other color shift paint that I used. Okay, so on these corners, I was seeing some areas where the colors were kind of just muddied a little bit. There's a lot of white, kind of nothing too attractive going on. So my colors were mostly mixed up in bottles, so I was able to pour some down, some stripes of color on the side, so that I can tip it and pour most of that off, but still get some of the effect that I was after. What I liked about what happened on this bottom right side, maybe you can see it when I show it off a little bit more at the end, but it really starts to look like an octopus. I don't know, let me know if you guys see it. I see like a little eye and maybe some tentacles. Okay, so here I am mixing up the resin to coat these two paint pours. These are the ones that were chosen. I mixed up quite a bit because the last time that I did a coat for my canvases, I used maybe just enough, and I wanted to use a little bit more so that I could get nice, thick, run over edges. I wanted that smooth transition over the edges. One of my favorite things about doing coats with resin is that the layer of resin that you use is so thin in comparison to, using a mold for making jewelry and paperweights and stuff. It's so thin on top of a canvas, so guess what? Bye-bye bubbles. Bubbles aren't really a problem, especially after you hit it with that heat tool a few times. Done. Oh, another tip. As I was watching this video for the editing process, I see myself struggling with this, what I call the wand. It's just the end of a paintbrush where the brush part had come off, and it's covered in paint and resin and multiple layers of both. And I was using that to spread my resin, and at the time I didn't really feel like I was struggling. That watching it, it's kind of painful to watch. But I don't know if you can see it, but right above the canvas on the left there's a comb, which is the perfect tool for spreading resin or paint over a canvas. So don't be like me and use a stick. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun doing this commission, and the little girl who got these paintings, she loved them so much. She was very happy, and they look very good on her wall, and everybody is just very happy. So thanks for watching, and I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you. Bye.